like I've been saying since, I don't know, 2012, is there's this greed seeping in to the marijuana movement, and it's not welcomed, all right? It's not welcomed by the activists. It's not welcomed by the people that are dedicated stoners or whatever that believe in a certain thing about smoking weed, which is that it's kind of an enlightening tool and is supposed to help you kind of see beyond, you know, that's the psychedelic hallucinogenic powers of weed, man. It like lets you see through the bullshit, all right? And the bullshit is the corporate marijuana takeover. I've been fucking screaming this at the top of my lungs for 2 years on this channel, and nobody seems to care. I know the talking point's kind of getting in here and there, but no one understands how stupid this is, to just sit back and be like, oh, cool, let's celebrate the legalization, everybody. You know, oh, we get to help out with our, go pay taxes to the people that just got done locking us up for weed. Now we want to give them our money. Are you fucking kidding me? I'm not wanting to give them my money. I don't care about giving the government money. What do they do with it anyway? Bomb people in countries you've never heard of? Because they're not, because that's what the fuck they do with your money. They ain't doing anything for us with the money. Why should we support that system? So the corporate takeover, I've made many videos about it. In every state that legalizes marijuana, there's this shady group of people with suits and ties and briefcases with old Wall Street money that come in and set up shop and try to take the shit over. They do it through regulation and taxes, and that's how it goes. They come in and they take it. So all the people that were growing weed the whole time it was illegal, you know, the activists that fought to make it legal for everybody so that nobody had to worry about getting caught with a couple of joints in your car on your way back from the fucking fish show. Yeah, we don't like the corporate takeover, because you know why? Because they're trying to push us out. They're trying to get rid of the people that fought really hard our whole lives, you know, living in the shadows, worried about that door flying off the hinges and guns coming into your house with a bunch of thugs shooting your dog and fucking taking everything they see that's worth value and putting it in a evidence locker. That's what we've been fighting against. We don't care if we have the government's blessing to go smoke a joint in your house, hidden away from the public where no one else can smell it or see it. That's not what we fought for all these decades. And, you know, they give us this excuse where they're going to be like, oh, we're going to roll this in slowly so nobody freaks out, and we can make sure that all the police that have basically nothing better to do than arrest weed people can figure out other things to do, and we can give them money too. Now, I'm sick of all that. This is bullshit. We don't need to go slow about this. Look at North Dakota just decided right now on a vote in their governmental house that they weren't going to decriminalize marijuana. You know, how barbaric is that? We're not even going to take criminal penalties off of possessing and smoking small amounts of marijuana over here in North Dakota. Well, I know where I'm not planning any fucking vacations in the near future. The corporate takeover is a highly tightened control valve over all cannabis activity. And here we go again, this time New York, where the people that are the marijuana corporate takeover literally want to write the rules. And when they write the rules, you know what the number one thing that they always want to put in there, right? Is banning home grows. Banning home cultivation. Let me ask you something. When I say, hey, marijuana is legal, do you think in your mind that that means growing weed is legal or smoking weed is legal? Because I think it means marijuana is legal just basically means, hey, you can not worry about getting busted by the cops now. Cool. And that's how it should be. That's what we fought for. That's what we didn't fight to be able to let a few old rich dudes that are already fucking rich make millions and millions and billions of dollars off of weed. We didn't, that's not what we fought for. And while we were fighting on the ground with no resources or money, with a grassroots effort that literally started in the dirt, what did we expect out of it? We expected to remove the criminal penalties from marijuana. That's all we wanted. You know? And those billionaire and rich millionaire guys that are out there right now trying to talk about how many square foot of warehouses they want to buy in different states before they legalize marijuana. Where were you when we were, like I said, the grassroots coming up from the dirt? We were getting no funding from you then. In fact, all the way up until right now, still, people are like, oh, don't invest on marijuana. That's a risky venture there, buddy. Any minute they can pull the rug out from under that, or whatever. They always got some reason why you shouldn't invest in weed. Rich people don't like weed, guys. I hate to break it to you, but filthy rich people that are greedy pigs that walk around in stinky cologne, driving, you know, Mercedes Benzes. I mean, I don't got anything against people driving Mercedes Benzes, guys, and I'm not a jealous hater on rich people either. I just don't. I've never met too many people that have a shit ton of money that thought about weed in any kind of a positive way. But now all of a sudden here they are cozying up to us because they need us to be their customers at their weed stores. Quite frankly, that's about it. Can anyone tell me why there would be a reason why somebody is not allowed to grow weed at their house if it's supposedly legal? Because I can't name one reason other than to protect the interest of corporations. When you're talking about tobacco, yes, you can grow tobacco in your backyard. You're talking about beer, yes, you can brew your own beer at home. Wine, same thing. Liquor, you have to get a license to run a still, and the license is based on whether or not you're going to make money off of it and how much volume you're going to produce. A lot of times you don't have to get a commercial still license. You can get an experimental license or other things. But you can do it. It is possible to do, and it's not that expensive. It's not that many hoops to jump through. You can do all those things at home, willy-nilly. There is limits, but guess what? The limits are not enforced by some drug enforcement, you know, law enforcement agents that would come into your house, shoot your dog, kick your door in, take all your possessions, and give you felony charges. It just doesn't work like that with the other things. Just like it doesn't work like that with possessing copious amounts of alcohol or guns or anything else that's dangerous and should be restricted for minors. In fact, you can drive around town with as many guns and bottles of liquors in the back of your box truck as you feel like. Nobody will give you a ticket for it. But somehow we impose limits, and those limits are also ways that the corporate marijuana takeover keeps everything countable and in single quantity purchase amounts that they can unitize, count, and base projections and spreadsheets and do their, you know, figure out tax revenue numbers and such. That's what the corporate takeover wants. To dictate everything we do so that they can make as many dollars as they can off you. That's pretty much how it works. Can we stop this shit from happening, from being fully corrupt by corporations? No, of course not. But what we can do is that we can at least get what we fought for, where we don't have to worry about getting arrested for growing a few plants of weed or having a few too many grams of, you know, shatter or whatever.